Welcome into your Game 15 Bruins fan review, and as you can see, hopefully there's a picture up in this area, otherwise my skills with technology have failed me and I uploaded it with just my curtain in the background. But either way, the Bruins are taking on the Canucks for the second time and the final time this year, looking to avenge their overtime loss from a few weeks back. So Jaroslav Halak would get the start over Tuukka Rask tonight, which means Tuukka is probably playing on Saturday versus the Maple Leafs, or actually maybe not, but we'll get to why not later. Anyway, this game didn't take long for the Canucks to get on the score sheet because the Bruins would cycle the puck up the boards to get it out of their zone. Danton Heinen would redirect the pass from the boards to the middle to David Backes, who would not pick up the puck. He went right over it. I don't know why. Horvat picks it up, uses John Moore as a screen, throws it on net, and it beats Jaroslav Halak. Now, I would have liked to save there. I would have liked David Backes to pick up the puck. It's a rough way to begin the game, and both those players, not a good start, and it was a sign of things to come because this was a very quick goal in this game. The Bruins would, however, respond in this period with speedy skating Jake DeBrusk through the neutral zone, drawing in defenders, does a little pass to the wing to Krejci. Krejci cross-zone pass to Matt Grzelcyk. Matt Grzelcyk clap bomb, top corner, snipes on Jacob Markstrom, who was the starter for the Canucks tonight, to tie it 1-1, and the Bruins are right back in this, and that was all the scoring for the first period, and the Canucks outshot us 8-5, and it was a pretty tame game at this point. 2 goals, not a whole lot of to really go on in this period, just a pretty even period where both teams got on the board. Had no idea what was going to come in the second period. The second period started perfectly for the Boston Bruins, just 35 seconds in getting on the board. The Bruins would have a great dominant shift from their first line. You know the first line, Marchand, Pastrnak, and Bergeron. Keeps the Canucks in their zone. The puck comes to Krug at the point. Krug shoots it through traffic. Bergeron gets the rebound and puts it in. Hard-nosed, hard type of hockey, basic type of goal. Not the prettiest, but you get them, and you go up 2-1 just 35 seconds into the second. And when I was watching the game live, I was thinking the Bruins are going to take this over from here, and we're going to run up the score on the Canucks. Half of that statement would come true because we would score a lot of goals. It's just the Canucks would be right there with us. Tuukka and Krug have a little miscommunication on the handoff, and it leads to Krug giving a turnover in his own zone and leads to chaos. This chaos would lead to a nice saucer pass from behind the net, cross the crease to Gudbranson. Gudbranson would miss wide back to Louis Eriksson, who just gave him the sauce, and Louis Eriksson would slot it home before, I keep saying Raspy as he played later, but Halak, before Halak could readjust. So the Canucks tie it up 2-2, and the Bruins would not take over the game like I thought they would. Grzelcyk would go to the box for a high stick, and Marchand and Bergeron would get a great shorthanded chance. Was not to be, though. Canucks bring it back down in our zone, get us pinned in our own zone. The puck comes to Ben Hutton, the UMaine product, in our zone. He takes a shot from the point, and it somehow finds the net. And Halak needed to come up with the save on one of these goals, man. I understand there's traffic, there's redirections, there's all this, but you got to come up with the save here. He did not have a good night, and the Canucks would tie up the game again. My bad, that would put the Canucks up 3-2. There were so many goals, I got myself a little confused there. The Bruins would respond, however, as would most of these goals until a certain point in this game. DeBrusk does some great work along the boards to keep it in, loses the puck a little out of reach, but he does a diving swing at the puck to keep it in and gets it to Nordstrom. Nordstrom, nice pass down low to Krejci. Krejci throws it towards the net where DeBrusk is streaking, and DeBrusk tips it in. And this line had a great game tonight. DeBrusk had 2 tipping goals. This was the first of 2, and you'll love to see it. You'll love to see Jake DeBrusk going, and hopefully he can stay hot. That would tie the game 3-3. Kampfer would pull down a Canucks player, and it was a penalty, and it would lead to a Canucks power play. Ben Hutton gets the puck at the point again, shoots it, and again it finds the net, and you're thinking, did Ben Hutton beat us on another crap shot from the point? And no, he did not, because it was tipped in by Louis Eriksson, getting revenge on his former team. A nice tip, tips it down, bounces off the ice, and past Halak. And Halak still can't get a save on one of these big chances. Canucks go up 4-3, and this is becoming a shootout at this point. Canucks would get the puck in the Bruins zone. Troy Stecher, I believe I'm pronouncing that last name right, does great work to control the puck, keep it in the zone, passes it to his other point man, Michael Del Zotto. Del Zotto quickly throws it down to the corner to Granlund. Granlund throws on net, and Anton Roussel tips it in. And you would like to see Carlo be more aggressive with Roussel in front of his own net. You'd like to see them get the puck off of Troy Stecher at the point when he's fumbling around with it, but he kept it. And you'd like to see Halak get a save, and Halak couldn't get a save tonight on the big opportunities, the big deflections, the screens. He just wasn't seeing the puck as well, and the Canucks would go up 5-3, and Halak would get the hook, and in comes Tuukka Rask. And on my couch, I was thinking, Rask can shut up the haters here. He can. Halak gets pulled, he goes in, maybe he can put up a solid performance, and with the way the Bruins are scoring, the Bruins can come back, pull ahead, and get a win, and that would look really good for Tuukka. Oh, was that not the case, though? However, the Bruins would get on the board again after a Bo Horvat penalty, which leads to a Bruins goal. Marchand got the puck, throws it down low to Krug in the corner-ish area. He throws it on net, and DeBrusk gets another tip in, and DeBrusk was sniffing out the puck tonight, getting his stick on it, and he deflected another one in. Great game from Jake DeBrusk on the offensive side of things, and a great game overall from the second line. However, right before the end of the second period, Eric Gudbranson would get the puck at point, put what looks like a harmless wrister towards net. He doesn't get a whole lot on it, but what is there is a screen in front of Tuukka, and the puck is perfectly placed to hit the top right corner. I don't think Gudbranson hits many nets because they said it was like his first goal in a while. He just threw a wrister at it, and he happened to pick the corner because of the screen. Tuukka couldn't see it. And you'd like to see Tuukka get that save, and it just wasn't our night for goaltending or defense, man. 6-4, that felt like the dagger to me. So we go to the intermission down 6-4, down 2 goals, and I wasn't very hopeful, but I knew we could keep our offense going and keep scoring. It was just, could we adjust and stop Vancouver? Horvat would go to the box again, giving the Bruins another power play opportunity, and on the 5-on-4, Marchand would be robbed by Jacob Markstrom with an insane glove save where it hits his glove. You might not be able to see it. It hits his glove, goes down, and it looks like it's going to go in the net. Marchand looked like he was ready to celebrate, but it didn't go behind him. It just went down directly under him, and there was no goal there. The Bruins would get a 5-on-3 because Hutton went to box, and it was a weak slash call on him, if I remember right. And when Horvat comes out of the box, the puck gets into the Bruins zone deep. It's a race between Krejci and Horvat because Horvat just popped out of the box. I think Krejci would have won it, but Rask took the initiative to go after it on his own, and he beats them to the puck. But what he doesn't do is he doesn't get a good pass out of our own zone. He throws it, and Horvat chops it down, swings around, and throws it in our own empty net because Tuukka's out playing it. And that's ugly, and that's a 7-4 hockey game, and you didn't stick a fork in us because we were done after this. You can't blame Tuukka for this loss at all, but you can blame him for putting the dagger in our heart on this one. It took all the air out of the balloon. So then to make the scoreline look even worse, Elias Pettersson takes it into the zone, draws in a Bruins defenseman and Bergeron. And Bergeron lacked discipline on this play. It's one of the rare times you'll ever see this, but he draws in them. And Pettersson throws it towards the middle, creating a 3-on-1. It goes to Goldobin. It's a 3-on-1 versus Zdeno Chara. Goldobin does a little drop pass to Jake Virtanen. Jake Virtanen gets a shot from the slot, and it beats Tuukka Rask from the slot. Won't hold this one against Tuukka. This one is all on Bergeron for not staying home and overcommitting when he did not need to. They go up 8-4, so mute point, it didn't really matter at this point, in my opinion. I thought the game was over. I know some people believe until the end, but sometimes team's not showing you what you need to believe in them to win. And tonight the Bruins weren't showing that in the later parts of this game defensively at all. Defensively the whole game. Offensively, they were good for a certain point. In the third, they got slowed down, and Vancouver kept the pace up, and that was the difference. But the Bruins would get one back when Hutton goes to the box for a slash. Heinen would get a redirect on a Matt Grzelcyk slap pass. Grzelcyk had a good offensive game, and Heinen tipped in that slap pass to make it 8-5. A little over 6 minutes left after that goal. Krug and Archibald would get in a fight. Krug would get his ass handed to him. Smaller dude, but good for you stepping up and trying to be physical and showing your team some fight. And the Bruins would lose 8-5 to the Vancouver Canucks in a very ugly defensive hockey game. But a good hockey game if you like scoring, I guess, from a neutral perspective. But from a Bruins perspective, bad game to watch. You don't like to see this. Overall thoughts on the game. This is an interesting one because the Bruins were in it for most of the game until they were in it for the first 2 periods. It's not like they got blown out like it was over hours before it was over. It was over in the 3rd period. So it's not like we got absolutely stomped on like the Capitals game where we got stomped on. But at the same time, it was concerning to see that the Bruins defensively couldn't adjust and stop a Canucks team that overall isn't too talented, but apparently they can score when they want to. I think overall, it's really when it comes down to it, the Bruins didn't close down gaps. They let up too many shots from the point that they wouldn't normally. So they had an off night defensively, and Halak and Rask both had off nights. Halak had his first real bad night with the Bruins, which you're expected to have bad nights. 82-game season, and if you're starting as much as Halak does, where he is really like a high-quality starter, he's a low-quality starter, high-quality backup, and he's been starting more than you'd expect him to. He's going to have some bad games throughout the course of the year. Rask came in and did nothing really too special in relief. He didn't look that great in relief, to be honest. He let up the one really bad goal that he tried to play the puck on. He let in the weak point shot from Gudbranson. Halak let in the weak first goal, which I think kind of set the tone for the game. So you pin that one on Halak. So both goalies really just stinkers of the games. Defensively, the Bruins as a unit weren't shutting down lanes. They weren't being aggressive towards the people with the puck at the point. They really let up too many shots in general. Just overall, I'm just going to chalk it up to an off night because it really was an off night. Positives from this game, I'd say the second line getting going at even strength was nice to see. Danton Heinen getting on the board was nice to see. Grzelcyk doing good things in the offensive zone was nice to see. But with how the Canucks were playing this very open game, which this game was a complete opposite of the first game we had against Vancouver, it was kind of surprised to see this many goals. But Vancouver wanted that run and gun style play, and the Bruins played that run and gun style play, and the Canucks just beat them at it. Because the Bruins got stopped scoring at 5 goals, but really Vancouver never tightened up. They just kept going at a faster pace offensively, and they were getting more tips, getting more shots, and it was just going their way more. I'm not really going to look into this game too much. I think it's just I think it's an isolated incident. That's what I'll call this game. This was an isolated incident, and I don't think it's a big deal to get concerned with. I think it was just a bad night overall. We move on to face the Toronto Maple Leafs on Saturday. Big heavyweight tilt of the Atlantic. The Bruins have a chip on their shoulder going into this one after losing badly to Canucks. They're going to want to make up for that loss, so it should be interesting. McAvoy will not be back. McAvoy has been confirmed with a concussion, so it's nice to know what that injury finally is instead of just saying, it's upper body. I don't know what it is. It's something upper, and now they're finally saying it's a concussion today. Tuukka Rask has gone home to Finland for a non-specified amount of time. It probably means someone died, someone was born. Usually that's what it means, someone's sick. It's usually a family matter of some sorts like that for a hockey player to miss time. I hope Tuukka takes care of whatever that is. So that means Halak will probably be starting Saturday versus Toronto, and then someone will be called up from Providence, maybe Vladar or Zane McIntyre or whoever is down there right now. I'm actually going to the P-Bruins game tonight, Friday, so hopefully I get to see whoever starts tonight start on Sunday. Matthews won't be there for Toronto, so that kind of sucks for both sides. McAvoy being out sucks for both sides too. So 2 young star players for both teams will not be in, but it's going to be a great game nonetheless because of how both teams are structured and the bitter rivalry between us. That's all I have time for you today. I hope you enjoyed my review. Hopefully the Bruins get their shit together by Saturday. If they come out and play this bad versus Toronto, I will be very pissed and very much screaming at this microphone and camera in front of me on Saturday. So you have that to look forward to if you like seeing me upset. I'll see you next time. Hit the like button if you like the video. Comment down below. I respond to all comments. And hit the subscribe button if you like my Bruins coverage. That's all I have for you for this game. Peace. See you next time.